Mrparka here to review one from MVD. This is Sick Birds Die Easy. This is a very odd film to describe, a very odd film to even rate, and a very odd film to watch. Sick Birds Die Easy follows the story of a group of filmmakers who go to Western Africa to kind of experience this Iboga drug that is supposed to be a psychedelic drug that cures addiction and depression. They take along with them, the filmmaker takes along his friend Ross, who is a hardened drug addict and a conspiracy theorist, kind of paranoid kind of guy. He's very odd, very different, and he creates a unique character. I mean, he's not creating it, this is him. He is a very unique character.
I met Ross Broccoli many years ago. He's been my favorite weed dealer since early 2000. He lives alone on his farm. Some may call Ross paranoid or crazy. I've always just considered him eccentric and a severe drug addict.
Is it safe? Don't do it.
Cocaine, heroin,
It's kind of a zen exercise I do in the morning.
and now more lately, Oxycontin.
See, duplicate that. That was fucking awesome.
He was a perfect candidate for Iboga.
Okay, I sometimes sleep there, but sometimes I sleep up here.
I have been known to spend hours with Ross, just listening to him.
So I'm putting forth that there is a conspiracy to irradiate the world. There's 4 meltdowns going on in Japan right now.
Yeah.
And so those core reactors, they can't stop. They can't stop them. The reactors will burn themselves all the way down into the earth until they hit water, and then they blow.
He takes along one of his friends who seems to be entitled as it is, and he's also kind of a madman himself. In fact, everyone on the set seems to be a little bit of a madman. And this started off as kind of like a film, I believe, almost like a stage film, but it's more of a documentary, and it's hard to tell what's really staged, what's really real. And they take a bunch of drugs throughout making of the feature, so as their realities blur, the documentary and film kind of blurs, and you're not really sure what's staged, what's real. Of course, some things have to be staged, I would believe. But regardless of how you feel about this movie took dedication and hard work and insanity to go into the jungles of Africa and take a bunch of drugs and put your life in danger to make a film. I give my hats off to them for that. That is a lot of respect there. A lot of films won't even, not documentary films, will even go in the jungle. Most movies are on sets nowadays. But it does have a Cannibal Holocaust vibe at points, just because you see the jungle burning and things like that, and they get lost and whatnot. And you cannot ever think of a movie in the jungle getting lost and not think of Cannibal Holocaust. Of course, like I said, it is more of a documentary, so there's not like some fake snuff or things like that of that nature. But it is a film about everything and really just all over the place. It's almost like they're trying to find what the film is about in themselves and what life is about themselves. All sorts of weird things. There's a lot of biblical allusions in here as well.
One day, it all will burn. God will shed its skin, just as our minds do.
Is this the future, Nick?
Maybe it was the final push out of the wilderness, or the farmland burning around us, being cleared for a Chinese-built soccer stadium. But after all the tripping, face paint, and the spirit of Africa, Sam hadn't written anything.
They kind of say that Ross is like, humanity, and the Iboga is his apocalypse, the complete change, and whatnot. And they follow him going through the ceremony and whatnot with the tribe, and a bunch of strange things, and his opinions, and arguing, and whatnot. It's a very interesting movie. It's edited kind of cool in a lot of parts. The guy who does the music is also in the movie, and he's pretty crazy, like I said. Him and Ross butt heads a lot, but I enjoyed the music as well. This DVD comes with a soundtrack It says that it's about, you know, white privilege, and you do kind of get the idea that these people do feel kind of a lot more privileged than your average people. Well, not all of them, but some of them in the film as well. I mean, at least compared to the Africans and things like that. And also it says it goes to magical realism and apocalypse, all sorts of, you know, crazy things. It's almost like they were not sure what the film was going to be about themselves till they got it back and re-looked at everything and rethought about everything and put it all together. Kind of like it's hard to give a thing a title unless it's done, and that's kind of what this film is. It is definitely you know, a very strange movie. I think that a lot of people enjoy it, and even if they don't like it, I think that they will be able to sit through this movie and watch and just be entertained, or at least captivated by the film itself, which I think is definitely a positive. I enjoy the kind of weird and crazy things like that. Not necessarily like I agree with everything they say in the movie. I don't think anyone would, because there's a lot of you know, different ideas, crazy ideas, ideas you probably never thought about, or ideas you think are completely ludicrous. But Sick Birds Die Easy is a really unique documentary slash film. Not sure necessarily which category to put it into, but I would recommend checking this out, especially people that, you know, like the psychedelic movies or documentaries and weird things like that. It gives you a glimpse of just some odd things, and you know, delving into characters and human beings and studying, I guess, humanity, I guess, in a way. But I would be really looking forward to seeing what this film crew would put out next, because if they're willing to do this type of thing in the jungles, which I said is pretty hardcore for somebody to do, I really am curious to see what they do next. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Mrparka. Have a good one.
Gross. Stepped in mud. While taking a break and preparing to set up camp, we explored this innate indigenous ability, the joy and expression of dance.
When you dance between a night, it can be just before the dinosaurs. Time has no incident. So it's eternity sometimes. Destroy your own stupidity by dancing.